What's up, y'all? Knight's Edge here again, doing a little sharpening. This is Ginsu Chikara series Japanese steel chef's knife. It says China on the back. I'm not sure what exactly type of steel it is, where it's from. Japanese steel. It says on the blade. That could mean pretty much anything. So this thing's not incredibly dull. But it is dull enough to where it needs to be resharpened. So I figured I would put it in the old TSProf here and see what happens. Starting out, probably going to start out from 150 extra coarse, just to make sure I get my angle, my base angle right, and then go up from there. Probably ended at about a 600 today on this one. But go ahead and get the angle cube out here, zero it out. All right, it'll probably help if I put a stone in there. And actually, I think I had to adjust this. Yeah, I had to adjust it because the last time I did it, I didn't use a. The last time I did it, I used a KME stone. So these TSProf stones are 6 inches. The KME stones are 4 inches. So in order to do that, I just need a T6 Torx bit there. Loosen that up like I just did. Slide it back. And tighten it back up. Alright. So that should be good to go. Alright, got my angle cube, zeroing it out. Hit zero out on that. Then I put it right here. Sitting at, I don't know if y'all can see it, sitting right at 16.6. Pretty good angle. Really steep angle. I want to kind of go for like maybe a 15 here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pick it up just a little bit. Right at 15. There we go. The hair over 15 right there. 15.3. And it's going to vary a little bit. You just want to try to make it as precise as you can. So the object here is to create a burr, an even burr, if you can, over the whole knife, right? With these longer knives, it's kind of hard to maintain as even of a pattern over the whole knife. So, I mean, you can go slower like this. Or you can also do back and forth like this. Kind of in the up and down motion as you go towards the end. Nope. And that's what you don't want to roll your tip. So when you go towards the tip, you kind of more or less try to want to go in that sweeping motion. This thing's already got pretty good burr on it, so that's good. The knife itself, I was saying earlier, the knife itself's not really that dull, so I didn't think it would take too much. Not nearly as much as it has in the past. Some of the knives I've sharpened on here, sometimes they take an unexpected amount of time, you know. But this one doesn't seem like it's going to be too bad. Like I said, when you're doing this, you can do a sweeping motion like this and push up and pull back down going back. That'll take metal off just as well as the other way will. Me, when I do it, I tend to do like this. I've done it. I've sharpened quite a few knives on this thing, so I'm kind of used to the amount of metal that I'm taking off with each pass. So it's a lot easier for me to control how much metal I take off whenever I'm looking at it, whenever I'm sharpening it. But to somebody that hasn't done it a lot, you know, you might want to kind of slow down and be more consistent about it. You know, because if I take more metal off on one side or another, I'm not really that worried about it, because I can even it out, you know, before I go to my next stone. That's always the key, you know, is make sure that bevel's even on each side before you go to your next stone. And when you go to your next stone, it's not going to take off as much metal. So just looking at it, it looks like it needs to be, to me, it looks like the angle's not quite as steep on that side. All right, so I'm going to go over one more pass total. Taking off a pretty good amount of metal. Got a good burr right there, so I'm going to flip it, and I'm going to progress back down to my lower grit, or to my higher grit. Now this is the 150, so I'm going to go up. My next one's going to be this 220. I'll put the 220 on here. And these are the stones that came with the KME. These aren't special stones, but if you want to get better stones, you can get them from Gritomatic and also the KME website. I will link that down below. But it does come, this is the KME Kadet Pro. It comes with, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 base stones, going from extra coarse, which they're calling extra coarse 150, and very fine, they're calling very fine 1,000. Pretty good range, you know. I mean, you can put a really razor sharp edge on anything with that range. You know, it won't give you the mirrors that you can see on Instagram, you know, and stuff, but we'll give you pretty decent edges, really sharp edges, for any steel, you know. And when you're sharpening a knife, a lot of people, you know, will say that, well, you can't sharpen stainless with that, or you can't sharpen 15V, or you can't sharpen K390 or something with this type of stone. You need a better stone or whatever. You can sharpen a knife with any abrasive, guys. It just depends on how long it takes, right? So the better the abrasive that you're using, like if you're using a diamond stone, it will take it off a lot quicker than if you're going like ceramic the whole time or something like that, you know. So any abrasive will take metal off on a knife. It just depends on how long you want to be there and how fine of an edge you want on it. So that's already taking a pretty good bit of metal off. Got an excellent burr going the whole length of the edge. So we'll go to the next one. That was the 220 course. We're going to the 400, what they're calling medium. Now I say what they're calling because a lot of people call them different things. You know, like a 600 to me is more like a medium grit, you know, a little toothier edge, I guess you would call it. But it's different depending, you know, I mean, it just depends on what your judgment of a fine edge is, I guess. So on these, from here, and the next one's going to be the final one, the 600. This one and the next one, I'm just going to do one pass total. And the last, like I said, the next one's going to be the last one, and that's going to be what they're calling fine 600 grit. That's the highest grit stone that comes with the TSProf Kadet Pro. Or no, actually 1,000's the highest, the finest grit. And I just find that these work a lot better when you end it with a kind of a toothier edge at 600. Has more bite when you're slicing into vegetables, meat, stuff like that. That's still a pretty good burr there. All right. Flip it over. Oh, this thing came off. I did that last time, I think. So this little thing keeps it from sliding all the way out. So that was still loose. So I need to put that back on there. Tighten it up. All right. This is a 400, so we're done with that one. Put that one back down. We're going to go to the 600. 600 is going to be final on this. And that's going to be it. You can actually tell if you listen to the strokes whenever I'm sharpening it that the burr is getting less and less because it's not nearly as loud as it was on the first pass. It doesn't make quite as bad of like nails on a chalkboard type of noise. Flip it. And after you do it last time, I like to flip it and do three or so upward passes on each side on my final stone. Kind of helps remove some excess burr that you might have left over on the knife, on the edge. So now I will take it out of the KME. Once you're using the provided Allen wrench that comes with the KME, or not the KME. I keep saying KME. This is the TSProf. I'm sorry. All right, so take that out. Put this to the side over here. Pick my stones up. Alright, now I'll get my strop out and just do a couple passes. I always like to finish with the strop. Just make sure I got a nice clean edge. Wipe any excess off of it. Excess metal. I'm going to wash this thing also. Of course, anytime you're sharpening a kitchen knife, you know, after you're done sharpening it, make sure you wash it off really good. Clean it with soap and water. Excuse me. Just because you don't want any, you definitely don't want any metal shavings getting in your food, right? So, get some paper out. Make sure this thing cuts good. Oh yeah. Can't quite hit it at the right angle. I need to strop it just a little more. It's cutting the paper fine, it's just like it's hitting a snag. So I get a little strop on it, kind of smooth that out a little more, hopefully. All right. It's hard to hold under the camera also, so that doesn't really help too much. Yeah, see, it's cutting the paper just fine. It's just, yeah. Pretty clean. I wish I could zoom in on it. Whenever I got the camera angled out like it is right now, I can't really zoom in on the edge that much. Which I'm kind of working on. Like to get some better equipment, but for now I'm just doing it with my phone. But yeah, that's basically how you do a chef's knife with the TSProf every time. You know, I mean, you can do with different stones. You can go more and more, less and less. It just depends on what you get. You know. But this thing is definitely sharp enough to chop up some chicken or beef or vegetables or anything like that now. So anyway, this is another Sunday sharpening with the Knight's Edge. Thank y'all for watching. Appreciate everybody that watches, likes, subscribes, and it means a lot. Just passed 500 the other day, and I was pretty excited about that with a little help from Metal Complex. So that is a definite milestone, and I definitely need to look into maybe doing a giveaway sometime soon or something like that, you know, just to show appreciation. And I do appreciate all y'all, everybody that watches, everybody that comments and subscribe and likes videos and stuff. It means a lot. It helps me out a lot, and kind of validates what I'm doing here. So really means a lot. And until next time, y'all have a great week, and I'll see you guys on the next one.